At the very edge of our solar system, 3.6 billion miles away, a world drifts through the dark. This chart displays planetary orbits. While Earth completes its familiar one-year loop close to the center, this outer path represents a journey that takes 248 Earth years to complete just one cycle. That extended trajectory keeps it at an average distance 40 times further from the solar system's main source of heat than we are. Across that massive gap, surface temperatures plummet, hovering between -375 and -400 degrees Fahrenheit. This extreme frozen path across the outer solar system sets the stage for the bizarre geological activity and controversial status of this distant world. This overhead map compares physical scale. If you placed Pluto directly over North America, the entire world would span about half the width of the contiguous United States. Sitting next to Earth's moon, it measures just 2/3 the size of our own lunar satellite. Pluto measures only a fraction of the size of the 8 true planets, yet for decades after its 1930 discovery, astronomers celebrated it as the 9th member of our planetary family. In 2006, the scientific community stripped it of that title. This demotion raises questions about why a celebrated world was suddenly recategorized and what active forces it encounters while traveling alone through the dark. In 2006, the International Astronomical Union evaluated the specific characteristics required for a celestial body to be officially classified as a true planet. Pluto successfully meets 3 of those requirements. It orbits the sun, it is not a moon, and it has enough gravitational pull to form a round shape. This orbital map shows the conflict. Pluto failed the 4th rule, the requirement for a planet to clear the debris from its own orbital path. Here, you can see it actively interfering with a dense field of rocky material. Failing that specific rule resulted in a mandatory reclassification as a dwarf planet. This change was a realization that Pluto remains physically entangled with a chaotic, uncleared neighborhood. On the surface, these frigid temperatures drive a highly active and complex geological cycle. This diagram illustrates the internal structure. Beneath the surface sits a dense core of rock and metals, encapsulated by a massive mantle made of ice. The outer crust consists of rock mixed with frozen carbon monoxide, methane, and nitrogen. This chemistry creates a volatile landscape where glaciers of frozen nitrogen flow across the surface, pushing against giant floating mountains made of solid water ice. High above, red hydrocarbon particles scatter sunlight to give the thin atmosphere blue skies, while methane and nitrogen gases can freeze and fall to the ground like snow. 5 moons orbit the dwarf planet, anchored by the massive moon Charon, which is half the size of Pluto itself. The label of dwarf planet describes its orbit, but it misses the immense, dynamic architecture of this active ice world. To understand Pluto's role, we must view it within the wider context of the far-flung Kuiper belt. Pluto remains as a surviving celestial object, a frozen remnant left over from the formation of the solar system. The discovery of other complex worlds deeper in the Kuiper belt made the 2006 reclassification necessary to keep our astronomical definitions consistent. Pluto's ongoing 248-year journey shows that the edges of our solar system are fiercely active landscapes, forcing our understanding of the universe to continuously evolve.